Hello and welcome to Unmute with PRCAI, powered by AdFactors PR, a podcast series from the communications world that hosts conversations with diverse business leaders and changemakers to craft a narrative of a bold India. I'm Niret Alva and feel like urging you to grab your racket and prepare to meet badminton superstar Saina Nehwal. From smashing shuttlecocks to breaking records, Saina has shown the world what it takes to be a true sports icon. We're diving deep into her journey from the early days on the court to becoming an inspiration for aspiring athletes around the globe. So keep listening as we rally through laughter, insights, and stories you won't find anywhere else. Saina Nehwal, welcome to Unmute with PRCAI.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Saina, your journey to becoming a badminton sensation is truly inspiring. Can you take us back to your early days on the court and share a memorable moment that fueled your passion for the sport?
I think it was just destined, maybe because there was nothing like I have to become a badminton player, or I didn't have any agenda to be a player. First of all, I wanted to be a doctor because my father is a scientist. So it was all about just playing the sport for fun and going to school, and then just have fun, because I was a very sporty person and I used to like to play all kind of sports. But it was never like that one day we will shift to Hyderabad from Haryana, and because my father got promoted, and I was asking my father that I want to play some sport, because my friends were all left back, and in Hyderabad I was new and I didn't have a lot of friends here. But he was like, okay, fine, we'll join you in karate for some time. And I did karate for 1 year, and I was really happy to do it. But once I got the brown belt, it was a little difficult for me to continue it, because I was only 8 year old. And I told my father, it is really tough for me to continue this sport. Maybe I can try something else. And that day, one of my father's friend was like, why don't you tell Saina to join badminton? And that's how it started. I joined the summer camp, and I was really happy competing with boys. I used to give them tough time, and I used to really enjoy those sessions. I didn't know that one day it will take me to national level or international level. I used to just love playing around. I used to love sports. And just maybe in a few days I was selected for the regular camp, and I was also playing my first national championship in maybe just 1 2 months after getting selected. It was in 99, and that is when my journey started. And of course, my mom used to love seeing all kind of sports, and she was like, Saina, I want to see you as Olympic medalist. And I used to laugh at her, saying that badminton is a sport where you have Chinese, Koreans, and all dominating, and you're talking like, it's not easy, I think. And I used to laugh at her, but she really made me work very hard. And of course, the coaches and my colleagues who all were there, they used to help me practice a lot, and I used to enjoy that. But I didn't know, it was just like a dream that I one day could play the national championship and get selected for the international only when I was 13 to play in the seniors. And I got my first break, the Philippines Open. I was only 16. I won the tournament. I beat world number 3. So everything happened so fast in my career that I didn't have to really think.
For women aspiring for a career in sports, what advice do you have?
Okay, so I think it's if you see from last 10 years, not only in badminton but also you see the different sports. Maybe it's wrestling, boxing, or other sports. A lot of women who are doing well, and I'm so proud to see that even in the last Olympics 2016, where we had so many women winning the medals as well. So it's just the thinking, I would say. It's not like we cannot achieve it, or it just I feel the culture was not there, and now there's a lot of change. I can see a lot of girls out there who want to play tough sports, like which is physically, of course all the sports are tough, but we never had anyone in badminton, tennis so much. But I can see that interest growing now. In badminton also, we have so many young girls who want to play this sport. And of course the boys, they're there from, always we had a male as champion, but now I can see a lot of girls also coming up and wanting to play this sport. It's a good sign. I thought I think it is just we wanted some one maybe girl who could achieve and show the way. And I'm happy that I was the one who could start winning the Super Series and become world number two in 2009, and then become world number one in 2015. I think we wanted someone who could just show the way, and it just when it started. Now we don't even have to tell that, आना चाहिए, करना चाहिए. We have so many girls who are doing well now, and they have the belief that, of course, studies may we are number one. We are so talented that we have lot of engineers and doctors. But now you see that we have so many young girls who want to achieve, and they're thinking that अब तो world champion ही बनना है, Olympic champion ही बनना है. So it's not like a first round or second round anymore. It's just that we want to achieve the best. So that's the thinking now. So you can see how the things are changing, and they're getting the self belief that yes, we can achieve and we can do well.
Balancing intense training and competitions must have been challenging. How did you manage to stay motivated and keep pushing forward through tough times?
I think in sports it's really tough. There are a lot of moments where you lose so many matches, and of course you win some. It's not like you're going to win throughout the year. As you have like 20-25 tournaments in a year, you have to just keep yourself, thinking that. We always have next tournament, so you have to be a little bit careful with your food, with the training, and because you can't even push so much because the tournaments are back to back. So you really have to be careful with the body, with the training, and of course the amount of sleep is required. The body is going through so much throughout the year, so it's very important to train how much your body says. But sometimes to be the best, you have to really push beyond the limits. Of course, it's not easy, but you have to do it to be the champion, to win some big tournaments. And as you see, the Chinese and all dominate so much throughout the year, the Koreans. So it's just that because the training they do is really, really tough. And I think now it's coming to India as well. You see so many players doing well in India is because they are pushing themselves a lot. And that's what even, I started doing it because I used to think that, it's not about only India number one. I have to be world number one. And that was my aim. That was my focus. And I didn't really think about what tournament I'm playing next, what will happen next. It was always used to be that one session I have to give my best, and I have to come out of that session happily that I did well and I have enjoyed the training session. And now it's a time for the second training session in the evening. So it used to always be for me that focus on the training in the morning and in the evening. And if I have done well, I'm happy with that. If I have not done well, of course, there are bad times for all the players. The body is tired, mentally you are tired, but you have to fight through those days to be the best. It's not easy, because I know it's easier to tell, but it's not easy. You have to really, really make yourself so strong that you have to work hard on those difficult days as well. But it's possible because we all are doing. Then I'm sure everyone in the world is doing. All the players in the world are doing. That's why they are the best players. But those challenges are not easy. It's really difficult because in the nights you feel that your body is aching. In the morning you feel the same thing, but you have to go there and again prove yourself every day. You have to be ready for those difficult moments. I know it's not easy, but we have to do it to win the titles, to do well. And now I see all the players, they come to me, a lot of kids, they come to me and say, Saina, we want to be the world champion, we want to be the Olympic champion, because now everyone wants to be a champion looking at us. So it's nice that they are believing we can work so hard. So it's not about winning the tournaments, or it's not about the win or loss. It's about how you have trained on that particular day. That's very important. If you really want to achieve your goal, it has to start with training, with the food, with the recovery period. How do you take your massage, your physios? Everything is the part to success. So you have to really make sure the part of preparation is so good that you don't really have to worry about the competition. So many players I have seen that they think practice तो हो गया ठीक है, but result नहीं आया tournament में. That's not the way. You have to first look at how you have trained. Maybe it's not enough to beat the best player in the world. So for me, it was always important that I take care of everything, and I'm ready for the competition. And I somehow feel that now I'm ready, and whoever I face, of course, I'm going to face the tough players when you're playing at the highest level. But you know that you're ready to give them 100%. And I don't enter the court thinking that today I'm going to win or lose. It's going to be, I have to give her a tough fight, whatever it is. Because I know it's not going to be one tournament challenge. You're going to play them throughout the year, throughout many years. You have so many competitions. So it's just that how you figure out what training you have to do, how good you have to eat, and how disciplined you have to be in each and everything, so that you can continue the year with good performances. Of course, there will be a lot of wins and losses, but you don't have to really worry about that, because finally your target is like the World Championship, Olympics, or some big tournaments where you really want to do well. That everyone's dream is to win World Championship or Olympics. So you have to really maintain yourself to do that. Otherwise, it's tough. Many people just think that ho jayega, but I think training is very important to really make yourself the best player in the world.
Badminton has taken you all over the world. Can you share a particularly memorable experience or cultural insight you gained during your travels?
When I go to tournaments, or when I go anywhere, just for maybe going for shopping, or going for holiday with my parents, or anything like that. There's so many fans, they follow badminton. I'm surprised to see that people are liking badminton so much, and they are recognizing us everywhere. So that means it's not me, about the game. Finally, game is become so good in India that everyone wants to play it. I can see on the road so many people are carrying badminton rackets to play badminton, and there's so many stadiums opened up for that, and the interest is become so good. And as I said, I'm thankful to God, for making me achieve so much, that I could be in this generation where people follow badminton so much. And it's one of the best sports in the world. Everyone likes to everyone enjoys playing badminton, and I know it is one of the toughest sport, like tennis, but you have to work very very hard to be the best in badminton and tennis, because more physical, mental, and then a lot of discipline is required, because as I said, you are on the circuit throughout the year, and there will be a lot of people coming to you, and asking you how are you going to perform and how it is going to be. So there are a lot of challenges, because you have to listen to all this, and at the same time, so many things are going on in your mind, that when are you going to play the next tournament, who are you playing in the next tournament. So first of all, we have so much of pressure, and it's about winning, losing, and it's about how the training is going. And at the same time, people are coming and telling to me, Saina, good that you have won the match. And when you lose it, and then they come to you and they're like, oh shit, हार गए, कैसे हुआ, क्यों हुआ. So I know it's not easy for people to understand what we go through, because the emotions are also going inside us. We are also feeling the same thing. यार क्या mistake हो गया आज, that I lost the match. यार आज इतना अच्छा खेल लिया कि I won this match. I know I beat someone. That time when I started playing, I was 200 in the rank, and I played world number three in the Philippines Open, and I beat her on that day. And I was like, so many Indians were there to watch my match in Philippines, and they came to me and they're like, Saina, आज कैसा क्या कर दिया कि आप जीत गए. In fact, I don't know what I did. Of course, it's finally the training what I did, and of course, whatever other things I have to do, I did it with good discipline, and of course, the belief I had in me that I have to really do well, I have to achieve something in life. But it was not like कि आज मैं कर दूंगी इसको. It's like today I will do it. But when you do it, then people come to you and ask you, अच्छा किया, you did well. But at the same time, when you lose, they're like, यार कैसे हार गए. So these emotions, I know, I understand.
Your journey hasn't been without obstacles. How do you approach setbacks and turn them into opportunities for growth?
We don't have time to think about anything else. It just gets so, it's tough to explain a player's life. As you're training for 10 to 12 hours, initially when I started playing, I used to train for almost, what you say, 15 to 16 hours. I used to be on the court and running around. So in those years, you are just thinking about kal kya hai, kaun sa match hai. Every month you have 2 3 tournaments. You never got a chance to think about anything else. It's tough. Even if you ask any player, not only me, maybe if you can ask someone else also, they'll be like, यार कभी सोचा ही नहीं, वो माइंड में नहीं आया कि क्या किसी और के बारे में कुछ सोचना है या कुछ फॉलो करना है. It's just that today what I have to eat, tomorrow morning what is the training, and what I have to do, what time I have to get up, and all these things what keep playing on your mind. It's not going to be let us watch that interview of that person or this person. It just comes if you have some free time, you're watching YouTube or you're watching something, and maybe बीच में आ गया यार ये scroll करते करते, yeah, we can watch this or we can watch that. But it's nothing like, I have never had any time to really think about कौन से फील्ड में किसको फॉलो करना है या क्या है. इनफैक्ट इन माय स्पोर्ट आई डिडंट हैव एनी person to look up to, because when I came into badminton, it was just my mom, who expected something from me. इसको world number one बनाना है, इसको Olympic medal जिताना है. So she was the one who actually had some dreams for me. I was only 8 year old, and I used to be like, यार किधर भेज दिया मुझे, क्या कर रही हूँ मैं. But I used to just have fun because I used to like playing sports. I used to have that competition feeling in me. When I used to compete with someone, I like that feeling. But it was not like I have to win something, I have to achieve something. That thought was never there. And as I said, my father was a scientist, so I thought ek din doctor banna hai. So that was only the thought which used to come that time. And still, of course, still I'm playing it. It is going to be knee kaise theek karna hai, shoulder kaise theek karna hai. I have to go to the doctor. I have to go do this when I'm going to come back. So these are the things which keep playing in your mind. And of course, when you have free mind, that's when you can think and really make some kind of other thoughts. But yes, I really follow, as far as sports is concerned, Roger Federer, Djokovic, the way they play, they talk, Sachin, all these people are so inspiring. Their words are so good. What they talk about, it's not, sometimes it's not about sport, the normal life, how they live, the amount of expectation, pressure they go through. All these things are very nice to listen from a sports person's view. Yeah.
For the longest time, it seemed as if India could not think beyond cricket as a sport. It attracted the best talent, the highest funding, and the most media attention. Do you think this has changed? In today's India, we seem to be reaching for the stars in everything from chess to women's athletics. The list goes on and on and on. Your comment.
I think cricket is still one of the best sport in India. You can't deny that. It's been there from so many years, and the way the association is handled the sport, and of course the league is really changed cricket so much. It's become one of the. It's not about the popularity, but also the earnings they earn because of the sport. It's just really good for a sports person. Of course, I raise this point because a player's life is very short. It's not going to be you can play till 60, 70 years. You have to give it all in the 10, 15 years which you have. And with the amount of earning they have, it's truly remarkable. Even in the leagues, most of the players who don't get chance to play at the highest level, but they're still in the league, and then they can earn so much. That's what is required in all the sports. Why will a person take up sport otherwise? It's very tough for parents to take that decision. This is from my experience. When I see a lot of parents out there and they say, बेटा क्या अर्न कर लेंगे, बैडमिंटन में कितना ही कर लेंगे आप, अगर आप हाईएस्ट लेवल पे नहीं है तो what all you can earn in this sport. But the things are changing now. You can see even in other sports we have good leagues coming up, and that's what is giving them a lot more motivation, that yes, we can put the kid here and look for a future here as well, which was tough maybe 10, 15 years back to think about. And I salute my parents to take the decision to help me keep going and keep keep thinking that Saina can do something in badminton. So I'm thankful to them. But in today's generation, it's about they're not thinking twice. They're like, yes, badminton also we have a career. We can pursue this sport, and there's a lot of good things apart from, of course, the international tournaments. There's a lot of things happening in India as well. The leagues, the local championships. So everywhere there's a lot of tournaments opened up, and that's how I can see the other sports are also getting good attention. So it's of course we can't compare it to cricket still, but the things are changing. There's a lot of change, and I can see India is accepting it, that we can be one of the best country in the world, getting so many medals in the Olympics as well. So I'm sure it is going to change, and in future we are going to have a lot more medals in the Olympics in every sport. And that's because the idea is changing. There are a lot of corporate funding is coming up in different sports, and a lot of young athletes who don't have sponsorships are getting sponsorships. The talented ones are coming up and performing well. So these things have changed a lot, and I think even if you see some players, like when I started playing badminton in '99. I had to buy my racket, my shoes, my shuttlecocks used to be like so expensive. I used to think twice to ask my father, but he's been he used to borrow money from his friends and take loan from banks sometimes to help me get the shuttles, shoes, and everything. But now the things have become a little easier. because you have the academies where you get these sponsorships, and of course once you win some titles, you get this sponsorship from different brands as well. But I'm happy to see that things are changing, and it's much more easier, and that's how we build up a sport loving nation, and I think that's why people are loving other sports as well. But still, I think the comparison is little too much. Cricket is still there, and we hope to catch up soon.
Communication plays a significant role in any sport, from on court strategies to team dynamics. How have effective communication skills contributed to your success as a badminton player?
All these things, it's and in sport like badminton and this thing, not many players are like they're coming from a village background, from a middle class family, or this thing they have. It's a new thing for them. It's not easy to communicate. But when I see so many people winning the tournaments, achieving big things, they learn with time. And it's always nice to see that so many young players who are achieving now, initially they could not speak two words, now they speak the whole interview nicely, and they learn it with time. And that's what happened with me as well. The attitude on court was to just go and do it and win it, but outside, of course, all the players are a little shy and worried about what to do, what not to do. But it just comes with the time, and I'm happy that I could get it, and now so many players are learning with it. And it comes with the experience, with people around you. You're always with coaches and players who hardly speak, because game is what it is, and you're not talking to anyone 3-4 hours. Just focus on your training, and just go back home, eat, sleep. But once you start this, then people are talking to you, then you think, अरे ये भी world है, यहाँ पे भी बात करना है, अपने emotions भी बोलने हैं, and you have to tell exactly how you felt in the match, which is not easy. हम क्या express कर रहे हैं, because it's all with training and with the strokes, with the amount of hard work we have put in on the court. But वो जीतने के बाद कैसा लगा? So it's not easy to explain that initially, but slowly, as you learn, as you face these questions and face the people's talks, like every day here and there, of course you understand क्या करना है, कैसे आपको improve करना है, and it comes with experience, I would say.
Okay, this is our rapid fire round now, Saina. And I'm asking you to react to what I say to you in one word or a phrase. Morning person or night owl?
Basically, night out, yeah. Night out, yeah.
Fiction or non-fiction?
Um, on TV, I don't like reading as much on TV. Mostly non-fiction, not so much of. As I said, it's not going to be. I don't want to put my brain there so much. Just see it and leave it.
If not badminton, then what?
Of course, doctor, but you never know. I was a very competitive person, so maybe any other sport as well.
Favorite place to play?
I love Singapore. I love Indonesia. I've played 8 finals there in Indonesia.
Toughest opponent?
Really tough, Carolina Marin. I played so many matches with her. She's one of the toughest opponents to play with. Really fast, really quick. Her movements are like something which I never saw before. So I think she's not only for me, she's tough for everyone.
24 titles in a career spanning 12 years. What was the most memorable?
Of course, Olympic medal is something which everyone dreams of. But match, I would say, 2012 Indonesia Open final against Lizuri. She was winning 6 tournaments back to back, and that was the seventh one, which was she was aiming to win. She was in the finals, and I beat her there. And it was a tough 45 minutes match, and it was like 20 to 20, 20 to 20. So the rallies was so tough. I can't forget that tournament. Even in the quarterfinals, I played Wang Xixian. She was in top 5 then, and we played the match for 1 hour 35 minutes, and the rallies were just going on, going on. So these Chinese players used to be one big trouble, and whenever you used to win against them, it used to be like the toughest match of all time. But that tournament, that Indonesia Open, where I played against both of them and beat them, and I was like, oh, one big. It was like a year I played matches. That one tournament of 5 days. In fact, who all watches the match, they were like, they were there in the stadium. They were like, oh my God, Saina, हमारा heart move में आ गया था. What was happening? Oh, I was like, yes. In fact, for us also, when we were playing on the court, 30 stroke one rally, 60 stroke one rally. Oh, the last game also, it was like 21-19 or something. Very close match, yeah.
Thank you for that, Saina. Before we end, I throw to Deepthi Sethi, CEO of PRCAI, to ask you her burning communication question of the day.
So, from such a great conversation, I think all I have to say is you have that attitude of just do it, and you're just proving it, and such an inspiration for the young and those who are going to enter the sports. So, sport is undeniably your true world, your true home, but also public relations and communication is something which I'm pretty sure has intersected, right, as you're a public image. How easy or tough it was, and what is your advice for people who are going to take up similar careers like you to leverage the role of communications?
I think for sports person, as far as I again with my experience, I've seen that initially when I started playing, I was a very shy person. I used to hardly talk, and when I first faced media or people asking me questions, I used to be like blank, what to answer and all that. Everything comes with experience. I know it's again I'm talking about it because I've faced it. So I would rather leave this to the kids to face it. It's easier if I tell it now and I expect them to be so good in the first time. It's going to take them time to understand that it's not easy for an 8-9 year old to face the media or face anyone asking yaar kyun nahi jeta kya hua, all that. It's tough. I understand that. Initially my coaches and all used to say, don't worry, face the media, it's going to be fine. But when I was actually standing there, I was like, oh my god. When I go to the stage and have to give some motivational talks and all that, initially I used to be like, oh my god, what will I speak? But it comes with experience. Initially you will have to face some setbacks, but it's nice to face those issues. You come out winner, and then you are like, yes, I have evolved, and I have understood my mistakes, and now I can, even if I talk to anyone now, maybe I'll think twice and talk. It's not easy to understand people's mind. Sometimes they might not like what I speak, and all these things. It's and in sport like badminton and this thing, not many players are like they're coming from a village background, from a middle class family or this thing. They have, it's a new thing for them. It's not easy to communicate. But when I see so many people winning the tournaments, achieving big things, they learn with time. And it's always nice to see that so many young players who are achieving now, initially they could not speak two words, now they speak the whole interview nicely, and they learn it with time. And that's what happened with me as well. The attitude on court was to just go and do it and win it, but outside, of course, all the players are a little shy and worried about what to do, what not to do. But it just comes with the time, and I'm happy that I could get it. And now so many players are learning with it. And it comes with the experience, with people around you. You're always with coaches and players who hardly speak, because game is what it is, and you're not talking to anyone 3-4 hours. Just focus on your training and just go back home, eat, sleep. But once you start this, then people are talking to you, then you think, अरे ये भी world है, यहाँ पे भी बात करना है, अपने emotions भी बोलने हैं, and you have to tell exactly how you felt in the match, which is not easy. हम क्या express कर रहे हैं, because it's all with training and with the strokes, with the amount of hard work we have put in on the court. But वो जीतने के बाद कैसा लगा? So it's not easy to explain that initially, but slowly, as you learn, as you face these questions and face the people's talks, like every day here and there, of course you understand क्या करना है, कैसे आपको improve करना है. And it comes with experience, I would say. It's not like you can teach anyone. It's impossible to teach someone who's so young, but they will get it. And it's nice to see that improvement. नहीं तो ऐसा लगता है यार उसको सिखा के लाए हैं. It feels so. And nowadays, actually, आजकल तो if you see 9-10 year old will be like, Saina, what do you think, what will happen next? So they're so matured already. Those young kids already, they have so much of knowledge which we didn't have. So I'm happy that they are learning so fast, and they can answer the questions so well. In fact, when I ask them, what is your target, what do you want to achieve, Didi, mujhe world champion banna hai. So the answer is there. Now people are picking up well.
Saina, thank you for that. It was wonderful chatting to you. And I hope that many people will be inspired by our conversation.